Hi everyone, welcome back. We're doing an SRT clearing on blocks 2 exercise. So make sure you're 100% open to receiving the healing, and let's get stuck in straight away. There, hopefully you can see this. There, so we're doing blocks 2 exercise. Where's my glasses? There they are. Right. What's that running at? Blocks 2 exercise, 20 positive, 70 negatives. It's not horrendous or anything. And in terms of consciousness, we're at ascended master level, which is above light status. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels above incarnational level. So let's get your high self teams to do an initial clearing on blocks 2 exercising. Blocks 2 exercise or exercising. Bring you up to 100 positive, down to 0 negative, and all the way up to radiant love, new paradigm level of consciousness as an absolute minimum for your highest good. Moving my cup of tea over there. I hope you're all keeping well. Okay, where are we going first? Oh, chart 5, soul programs. Not soul programs, negative motivations, sorry. Anything on the inside, anything on the outside. So we've got self-punishment going on, blocks to exercise, that makes sense. Conscious control. Bitterness feeding into it. Anything else? Anything else on the outside? Coveting for some reason. Who knows? Okay. Anything else inside or outside? So let's just clear all of those negative motivations away at all levels of consciousness on chart 3 for your highest good. And if you tolerate this, then your children will be next. Can't get that song out of my head today. Da, 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 da. Can't remember who did it, whether it was Keane or Travis or someone else, Elbow. And if you tolerate this, then your children will be next, will be next, will be next, will be next. That's the only words I know to it. And if you tolerate, I must look that up when I finish clearing and see who did it. Can't get it out of my mind. Funny how some songs get stuck in your mind. It's a great way actually for the spirit world to be in contact with you. It's easier to communicate through music sometimes, I think, because we have less desire to dismiss it from our minds. So it's easier sometimes if you wake up sometimes in the morning and you have a particular tune in your head, then I often think that comes from someone else or something in, obviously maybe your subconscious, but yeah, I think it's a communication sometimes from either your high self or your loved ones on the other side of life. I remember before I moved to the location I'm at now, I couldn't get the song out of my head, and I was in this process of deciding should I move here or not, and I lived in London at the time, and I kept getting the House of the Rising Sun, and I was asking, give me confirmation that I'm meant to move down here to the New Forest, and I kept getting House of the Rising Sun, House of the Rising Sun. And I thought, oh, it's a great song. I love the song. And then I remember driving down here, and near to where I'm living is the pub called the Rising Sun. So never dismiss anything especially when it keeps coming back again and again, there's often a message there. The moment I accepted it and got it, it stopped. So I got my answer and never looked back. Blocks to understanding, blocks to giving freedom, blocks to abundance. Let's clear all of those away, all levels of consciousness in chart 3. Everything in your world is a reflection of your consciousness. Every conversation you have, everything you see, everything you witness, no matter what, no matter how many people witness the same thing, we all take it into our mind from a completely different perspective, a completely unique perspective to us, because we're all so unique with our programs, beliefs, experiences, feelings, emotions, and so on. And our pre-programs, things that have been pre-programmed for us to experience, and all that karmic stuff as well, the law of cause and effect taking place in each and every one of our lives as well. So no, that's why no two people ever see exactly the same thing. But everything is a reflection of our consciousness. So it's always worth noticing everything. And you can decide whether to do anything about certain behaviours or not. And if it triggers you, then it's an opportunity to integrate a part of you that is a judgment you are holding deep within at a core level. And if it doesn't trigger you, you can just witness it, see it for what it is, let it pass through. Like thoughts that come and go. Just observe. Chart 10A, miscellaneous blocks, which is at God level of consciousness. Again, I'm just doing a very brief run through. It looks like anti-time conflict. So let's just clear that away. Chart 11, which is soul energy programming at Lord of Lords level, first expression of the living soul, dysfunction of soul consciousness. Felt there's something else. Dysfunction of expression. So let's just clear those away as well. Again, I'm not going into any detail for these group clearings, they're just tasters. But they are powerful as well. I'm getting fantastic feedback. Thank you again for your donations. I think I've thanked everybody that sent me donations this week at the time of recording. So if there's anyone that I've missed out, because it does happen occasionally, or I do send an email and the email gets rejected for some reason or goes into spam, I just want to take this opportunity to thank you very, 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 very much. I cannot express how grateful I am for your donations. Seriously, I cannot express how grateful I am. So this takes a lot of time out. I'm doing a batch of clearings today, which is taking me all day. This is a Sunday I'm doing them on. I mean, the reward is always, and hearing the change is always, as a first and foremost, it's the intrinsic stuff, but the extrinsic stuff, we're living in an extrinsic world as well. It's sure helps. It sure does. I do get a little bit from the adverts on YouTube, but it isn't very much because I haven't got enough. I haven't got 1 million followers as yet, so so I get very, very little, but I'm truly grateful for everything because it all adds up. Genetic soul coding there as well at Lord of Lords level, so let's just clear that away from you. The main purpose of these is to serve, basically, is to help you. And for those that can't afford to have the individual clearings for me, these will definitely help you as well. It's a bit like clearing the path away, I think, with SRT. You know, it's like you've got this path ahead of you and it's full of stones and boulders, and we want it to be as smooth as possible. And SRT is brilliant at clearing the way, really. and quite often you'll find that more opportunities come in. Other healers will come in as well, that will help you as a result of having, you know, these clearings as well. Your mind gets quieter, things shift. I mean, I've had huge shifts, and clients of mine have as well, you know, just from the SRT clearings. Incredible. I've had emotions spring out of nowhere, and lots of people have reported, yeah, physical shifts and shaking and all sorts of things. It's incredible, the energetic shifts that go on. I always find whenever I've done a clearing on prosperity or anything like that, I'll literally, this has happened again and again and again, I'll walk outside my front door and there's some money on the ground. And it's always a great confirmation, because I love to seek confirmation. Give me confirmation that it's successful. But then we shouldn't doubt. We shouldn't doubt. The more that we absolutely know in our heart of hearts, this is helping. We don't need that confirmation. Confirmation is doubt. So, but it's quite fun. I shouldn't say so, but it is quite fun to see it anyway. It is quite fun to see it. But know that these are making a difference. And the more you know it, you know, the more difference they'll make as well. So remember, you are already an abundant being. You already have everything. So, right, chart 14, which is pre-fall of consciousness, creating the illusion. Misuse of life meaning. Okay, let's just clear that away in the pre-fall of consciousness. Okay. Chart, oh, what was that? Chart 15, I am level. Never lets me go past a chart if clearing is needed. Dysfunction of the I am level, consciousness and programs coming out. Do I need to research programs coming out? No, let's just clear those away from the I am level. We're just doing a very, very light clearing for you. What a crazy world we're living in right now, don't you think? Isn't it a bizarre world? Just seems to be getting stranger by the minute. Inside, we've got a desire to suffer coming on. Remember, we're clearing blocks to exercise, so let's clear all desire to suffer, and this is at living soul level again. So let's clear that away, Lord of Lords level. All desire to suffer. It's a bit of a clown world out there, isn't it? It's a bit of weird. My theory is that we are seeing the duality coming up in the world. So there's a lot of ugliness being seen, and we're going from one extreme of a lot of extreme unfairness from centuries past to we're seeing the other extreme now. We're going from one duality right to the other duality. And in some time in the next few years, or maybe more than a few years, we'll gradually get that balance and integrate those extremes until we become whole and respectful and accountable and responsible, and we're not all acting like victims out there. You know, we can all say, I'm running this, and I'm seeing this and I'm being triggered by this, and I'm taking accountability for it, for my actions and my thoughts, and I'm responsible. I'm taking personal responsibility. Which, if you're a spiritualist, is the fifth, is it the fifth principle of spiritualism, personal responsibility from memory? Such an important one. So I think what we're witnessing in the world is just extremism, as in duality, playing out, from being very suppressed, very unfair, very unjust, centuries of injustice, centuries of inequality, centuries of repression, suppression, and greed and avarice and all the horrible things. We're going from one extreme to the other right now. But this stuff has to be aired to be healed. It has to be aired to be integrated. It has to be seen, to be acknowledged. And it's not a very nice time in the world. And there's a lot of misinformation out there. Everywhere, I would say, everywhere. So always trust what feels right in your heart. Does this feel, putting your hand on your heart, does this feel right for me? Does this feel right for me? This is clearing a lot of desire to suffer with you all. Is this true? Does this feel true to me? And one day we'll get to a world where it's just respectful of everybody. Everybody. And everything and every animal, where we are loving towards each other and respectful towards each other and humane towards each other and considerate, because that's missing in this world, consideration, considerate towards each other. And I'm not one of the be kind brigade here with that, because I won't go into that now, but just personal responsibility. Would you like to be treated this way? Would you like to hear this? Would you want to hear this? Would you want this treatment? And we all, I'm not the most tolerant of people. We all have our various behaviours, whether inherited or otherwise, and it's okay. We just have to decide, do I really want to continue with this behaviour, or would I like to change it, no matter how slow that change is? Living soul, is it living soul keys? Divine plan, the divine plan. Let's clear the divine plan for you. And if you tolerate this, I think the divine plan is fairly self-evident. See if it's anything interesting on it. So once the programming of the embryo for a new one universe has been finalised, the divine plan is drawn, which contains the potential for the extension of all that the embryo contains. And according to Genesis, chapter 1, verse 1, the heavens and the earth were without form and void. For as yet nothing had been created, the plans had only been drawn. The divine plan is much like the blueprint for a house that has not yet been built, but which contains all the details for the house in the embryonic idea. There you go. It's the official definition from Robert E. Detzler's books, The Freedom Path and Soul Recreation. He created this, he founded the system. Fantastic work. Very powerful. He downloaded the charts. From memory, and I might be wrong here, from memory, he was a pastor originally, and I think he worked with some hypnotherapists who had downloaded 3 or 4 charts, and then he developed all the remaining charts from then on in and develop this whole system in a nutshell. But if you read his books or do his courses, then you will learn more. But it's very interesting. It's very interesting what takes us to where we get to sometimes, the chain of events. Right, should we go to mop up? So we're doing a quick mop up, not a normal full mop up like I normally do in personal clearings, but we're doing a quick mop up for you. The teams know what they're doing, so your high self teams are working for you on the other side of life with their 200 plus charts, clearing away anything connected to blocks to exercise there for your highest good. I thought apathy or lethargy would have come up, but it didn't. But it may be, you know, they may be clearing that now for you. Right, okay, I can feel it. Are we done? Yeah, is there anything else to be done at this time? Soul happy, high self team happy, soul free. Will it hold? Where are we now with blocks to exercise? 100 positive, 0 negative, feels lighter as usual. Okay. Ooh, just feel the pull of the pendulum. Fantastic. There you go, another one done. Drink plenty of water. You know the routine by now. Allow 3 clear days for the old neural pathways to fall away and new ones to form. So by day 4, everything should have settled. And if you want some individual clearings with me, details are all in the details bit where you can contact me, and I will see you on the next one. So have a lovely day. Mwah. Lots of love.